I thought my husband left me with nothing. No goodbye worth remembering. No legacy worth keeping. But I was wrong. Because the moment I opened that rusted garage door, everything I believed about my marriage, my loss, and my life collapsed in a single breath. Welcome to my YouTube channel Whisper Stories, where silence speaks. My name is Anna, and I am 59 years old. At an age when most people begin counting pills instead of dreams, I found myself standing in front of a rusted metal door that groaned like it remembered pain. The garage smelled of dust, oil, and time that had been forgotten. It was the only thing my husband left me. No money. No property. No comforting letter tucked into a drawer. Just this rundown old garage, sitting at the edge of town like a bad joke played by fate. And as I slipped the old key into the lock, I remember thinking bitterly, is this all our life amounted to? The life we lived? My husband David was not a man of grand gestures. He never brought roses just because. He never used poetic words. But he was steady, like a quiet river that keeps flowing even when no one notices. We were married for 34 years. Years filled with ordinary struggles. Missed vacations, unpaid bills, arguments over groceries, long silences that said more than words ever could. David worked as a mechanic most of his life. Not because he loved cars, but because cars always came back when people didn't. I used to tease him. You love engines more than people. He would smile and reply, engines don't lie, Anna, people do. When he fell ill, everything happened too fast. One day he was coughing. The next he was gone. Cancer doesn't knock. It breaks in. After the funeral, relatives came with sympathy wrapped in curiosity. Everyone wanted to know what David left behind. And when the lawyer cleared his throat and said, Mrs. Anna, your husband left you the garage, I felt embarrassment burn my cheeks. Just a garage. Not even the house, we were renting it. People pitied me. Some even whispered, poor woman, after all these years, this is what she got. I started believing them. The day I opened the garage stood alone, its paint peeling like old scars. Windows clouded with grime. A crooked sign hung by one nail. I almost didn't open it. But something inside me, maybe anger, maybe grief, pushed me forward. The lock resisted, then surrendered. The door creaked open. And suddenly, I was no longer alone. What I found inside. At first I saw chaos. Old tools scattered everywhere. Grease-stained rags. Broken shelves. Then my eyes adjusted. On one wall, dozens of photographs were pinned, some crooked, some yellowed with age. Photos of me. Me laughing in our tiny kitchen. Me sleeping on the sofa. Me holding a grocery bag. Me crying quietly one night I thought he hadn't noticed. My knees weakened. Below the photos were notebooks, dozens of them. Each labelled by year. I picked one up. Inside were neat, careful entries. Anna looked tired today. I fixed the car late so she wouldn't worry about money. She smiled at me this morning. That smile is enough to survive the day. I covered my mouth. I had lived with this man for 3 decades. And never truly saw him. The truth he never said out loud. In a corner stood an old wooden desk. Inside the drawer was a sealed envelope. It had my name written in David's handwriting. With shaking hands I opened it. Anna, if you're reading this, I couldn't say everything in time. I know I wasn't good with words. I know you thought I loved the garage more than you. But this place was never about cars. It was about making sure you'd never feel helpless when I was gone. Every repair, every late night, was for you. I turned this garage into something more. I hope one day you'll see it. I cried the way only widows cry. Not loudly, but deeply. The secret he built for me. Behind a false wall, I found something unbelievable. A fully functional workshop, upgraded quietly over years. New tools, modern equipment, legal papers. The garage wasn't run down. It was registered under my name as a business. David had saved every spare dollar. He had trained young mechanics for free, on one condition. When my wife comes, help her. And they did. One by one, they showed up when they heard I had opened the garage. They called me Madam Anna. They respected me. They protected me. They believed in the dream my husband never lived to see. Finding myself at 59, I was scared. A 59-year-old woman running a garage. People laughed. But I remembered David's words. Engines don't lie. So I learned. I asked questions. I failed. I cried in private. But slowly the garage came alive. Customers came. The town noticed. And I realized something painful and beautiful at the same time. I wasn't weak. I had just never been given the chance to see my strength. The moral of the story. Today I stand inside that garage, not as a widow, but as a woman who understands love too late, yet just in time. Here is the truth I learned. Love is not always loud. Sacrifice is not always visible. And sometimes the greatest inheritance is not money, but belief. My husband didn't leave me riches. He left me purpose. And at 59 years old, I learned that it's never too late to begin again, especially when someone believed in you long before you believed in yourself.